How a shy introvert became confident within 30 days. Hello, guys, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Paul Drick. I am your host. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 30th podcast I've done. Woohoo! Yeah, and what I've learned in the last 30 days of doing it. So, 30 days, every single day doing a podcast. That's pretty damn good going, if you ask me. Most people would think of that, that's not a big deal. But when you have been physically and emotionally shy and introverted for quite some time, when it comes to putting yourself out there, it's all well and good trying to record this and try to make it the best I can. But when you're fighting against yourself personally inside, that's when it becomes a little bit difficult. But I am proof that within 30 days you can and should put yourself in situations that might not necessarily feel comfortable to begin with, but after a certain amount of time, hey, it's a lot better. And I tell you what, I'm still fighting against certain, emotions about feeling a bit nervous when I start, and if people are going to listen to me, and if about making sure that I talk clearly and I'm not too quiet and I've bringing enough energy into it. But I'm enjoying the process, baby. I'm enjoying the process. So today it's just about breaking down barriers and just getting on and doing it. Is there something in your life right now that you know that you should be doing, but either fear's holding you back, or your self-limiting beliefs are holding you back, self-doubt? What things could you be doing right this minute to make sure that you are creating the life that you actually want to do? Because it's so easily done to put things off. And then what's happened then? Another year's flown by. How many times have you said, well, recently, whoa, this week's flown by. Whoa, this month's flown by. This year's flying by. I remember saying that last year when it was about August time, thinking, whoa, where's the year going? And it's the same this year. It's almost April. We're almost in the 4th month already. So, did you start any New Year's resolutions, and are you still going with them, or have you quit on them? Are you one of these that started the gym at day 1 of January, and within the space of 2 weeks you're like, oh, I'm not good anymore? And are you still paying for a gym membership for the next 12 months? Well, hopefully this bit of a podcast will help inspire you to push yourself to go back to the gym. Well, try and go back to the gym, because the coronavirus has shut everything down. Literally shut pubs and clubs and gyms and shops that aren't necessity, and most workplaces. So maybe start from home. I think that would probably be best. Start exercising from home if you need to, or start a podcast that you wanted to, or even start a book that you wanted to. What I've learned over the last 30 days is do not hold yourself back by using emotions that don't really actually matter. The fear of me being not accepted by other people is just crazy. That was the main reason why it took me so long to start a podcast, is because I was so scared about what other people would think and how they'd react to the podcast, that it held me back. Same as producing content on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. I was that worried about it being perfect, and that if it weren't perfect, then everyone would judge every single last thing that I did, that it stopped me from doing it. But within this last 30 days, I've learned that I can do this, and I am quite good at thinking on the cusp, as they say. Because before I started off maybe with a few notes and a bit of a script, and as the time's gone on, I've done less and less and less of that, and I've tried to just bring my knowledge forth from inside my brain, and that was one of the good ways to learn as well. So not only have I built up more confidence, I've built up more resilience to my own self-limiting beliefs. I've also increased my knowledge by actually bringing forth the information that was there originally, but without actually having to have notes or anything like that, to really brings out the best in you, because you're thinking and you're doing what you actually planned out to be. So yeah, it's great stuff, everyone. I'm going to say this one's not going to be too informative today. It's just going to be a bit of a mess about. So, day one of the podcast, it was about the 4 stages that I recommend people go through. Now, I strongly still believe this. Stage 1 is always about who do you listen to. The main thing about who do you listen to is finding people that you actually want to aspire towards and who you think has the life that you want. So you find people like that, you can learn from them, you can you can like do as they do sort of thing. But you obviously have to make your own authentic look and style of it. So for me, I like speakers and stuff like that, and I also like motivational speakers, and I like people who try to bring the best out in people. So when I'm trying to do personal development and personal growth and stuff like that, it's always about people who can bring greatness to other people as well as themselves. So that's what I aspire towards. And there's a fair few. There's Tony Robbins, Brendan Burchard, Dean Graziosi. There is Tom, I can't pronounce his name, Billiou, I think his name is. There's loads of people that I actually listen to. I'm trying to listen to loads of different books. I've just started a new book today because my task is to read at least one book every single week. It sounds like a tall order, but I don't think I talked about this yesterday. I might have done. I don't know. But anyway, if you can read an average of between about 200 to 250 words per minute, and an average book is, I think, 32,000 words, I think it was on Amazon. If you could break that down, equals about 30 or 45 minutes a day reading. I think it's 45 minutes a day reading per day, and you can read a book in a week. It is that simple. Obviously, some books are a bit more, so it might take a bit longer. But on average, if you can read 52 books in a year, imagine how much knowledge and how much better your life's going to be. Don't forget, these books are what from people's experiences, unless they're like charlatans and they're trying to give you stories that, we kind of think, well, that's a bit of bullcrap. So if you can find books that people have actually done it, then that is the best way to do it. So their own experiences and other people's testimonials are generally what you want to look for in a book. If there's a book that's just come out, or there's books that have been out, they haven't got very, very, very very good reviews or anything like that. And what's in it is, just stories of what you could be doing instead of stories of what has been done by the author and stuff like that. Don't do it. Don't read it, because it's not. There's no proof in the pudding, as they say. So then there was podcast number 2, which was about the second stage, which was trainability, teachability index. Sorry. Then the third one was training balance scale. Fourth one was the 4 stages of ability. Then I've just been going over the days just to try and take each day as it comes. Sort about what I've been reading, sort about what I've been feeling, and then just going from that. So what I do is come up with a headline and just go for it, roll with it. So I want to know, around here, comment. I want you to start interacting, start making sure that we build a community here. I want a community of people who think that they can achieve anything, that their life doesn't have to be miserable, that they don't have to be regretful of all the decisions that they've made in the past, because then that's bringing it into the future. I don't want people to stay stagnant and just live their life and just be numb to it all the time. We have a blessing here. We are blessed to be alive. And that is probably one of the best things I've learned this 30 days, is that no matter where you start, you'll always get better. If you're like right at the bottom and you think you're absolutely shocking, hey, there's only one way to go, and that is up. There's no other way to go. You can't get worse because you're bottom. You can't get any worse. So obviously, the more you do it, the better you become. I've just finished a book. If any of you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. It's called Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. Fantastic book. It's about trying to create great copywriting. And in that, there's a question at the end that someone says, how can you get good at copywriting? And the answer is just how it should be answered. Everyone starts off in a certain place. You may start off bad, but then what do you move to after you've been doing it for so long? You move to good. And then once you've been doing it for so long at good, what happens? You move up to being great, and then you move on to being excellent, and then there's just no limits to where you can go from there. So start. Whatever you wanted to do, just start. And then the first 30 days are always the worst. They say about habits. Now, habits, there's been loads of different studies about how long it takes a habit to be made. Some people say 21 days, some people say up to 3 months. Now, 21 days is a good ballpark to try and get you into the swing of things, but then as soon as it comes to 21 days, don't think you can take a couple of days off, because it hasn't really cemented itself in there fully, I'd say. So try and do a full 30 days of doing that one thing or whatever you wanted to do every single day, and you'll get better and better and better. I love this story of how to describe it. When you're a kid, do you ever stop? So when you're a kid, when you first want to start to, say, learn to crawl, do you have any boundaries stopping you from crawling? No. You try, and you try, and you try. Same as when you start to walk. When you start walking, you fall over, and you stand up again. You fall over again, and you keep going and going and going. And what happens? You've walked. I can't remember who tells the story. I think it's Tony Robbins, where he says about kids. But what's the age that you decide to say, right, my kid's not a walker? You just don't do it. You keep helping them, trying to walk and more and more and more, because you know that's just the way it is. They just walk. Now, same for riding a bike. Same for swimming. Same for learning how to read. Same for anything in life. You always start at the bottom. So don't let yourself be the thing that holds you back. That is the simple and the most brutally honest I can be. Because generally, you are the one that's holding yourself back. If there is a way, then you'll be able to do it. But the only way that you can do it is by just starting. So that's what I've learned over this last 30 days. Is just go for it. Just go for it. And I'd say that the podcasts are getting better. I'm trying to find my voice. I'm starting to be, bring a bit more personality into it. Because before it was a bit monotone and a bit, boring, as I say. But let's just go for it. Now, I'm going to end the podcast here right now. Looks like a nice day today. I am going to go out and walk the dog. Dog? What's a dog? I'm going to go walk the dog. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's not been very informative today, but I'm celebrating the 30 days of the podcast. Soon, in fact, that's a good point, I'm going to start interviewing people. So if any of you are interested to come on the channel, I want average Joes like me to come on, and I want to ask you a few questions about your life and about how to create happiness, and if I can help you out on anything in your life that may be bugging you, or maybe you need a little bit of a push or a little bit of assistance with. I want people on this podcast to interview. So if you want to be interviewed, please comment below or wherever you are. I want to interview you. So get on and do it. Don't be scared. Before we even get on the interview, I send you the questions. We'll have a little bit of a talk. And if obviously there's a couple of questions that you're don't particularly want to answer, just let me know, and then I'll ask them anyway. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm also doing a free 6-week live workshop. So if you go to freedomliveschool.com/free-live-workshop, fill in one question, press submit, hey presto, bingo, bada bosh, bada boo, you get access to the free course. Also, if you get interviewed by me, you'll get access to the free course as well. As I say, it's a 6-week free course, so it's worth doing. Just either answer that one question or come on the interview. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to be able to get you to experience the transformation that is going to go down. Right, that's it for today, guys. I'll see you again soon.